Yo, what's poppin', people? Your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we get down before we get started. Before we get anything popping off in this doggone building, y'all know we got to show some love with much respect due to the one and only CU Auntie. So when you see a CU Auntie in the building, in the chat, or in the comment section, make sure you show them some love and say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Big ass shout out to the CU Auntie. Now we have another Emmanuel Acho sighting on the speakeasy. And this time it's Shedeur related as usual, but it's a different take. We talking about Emmanuel Acho blaming the first former HBCU quarterback since Steve McNair to reach the Pro Bowl is crazy. We talking about 12. We talking about Shedeursanders. We talking about his nemesis, Kevin Stefanski. Yeah, Kevin Stefanski is Shedeursanders' nemesis as a head coach. He didn't want that to do, and it was plain and the writing was written on the wall. But Speak Easy dropped the piece of their show the other day, and the title of that was "Stop Blaming Stefanski for Shedeur's Failures." And I'm gonna let y'all get into this because Emmanuel Acho is a big fan of Kevin Stefanski, a big supporter of Kevin Stefanski. I don't know why. Don't ask me, because I don't know why. He has this much love for Kevin Stefanski, but he does. But let's get into it. I'm gonna let y'all check it out.
Can be a franchise change maker and you give him the benefit of the doubt. But the two-time coach of the year resume, not good at all. It's not good at all. Two-time coach of the year. Leonard Fournette was a dog. Jarvis Landry, really good.
Now, all of this stems from Leonard Fournette and Jarvis Landry's podcast, where they told the story of going to Atlanta with D4, Deshaun Watson, when Deshaun Watson was supposedly going to Atlanta from Houston, but instead ended up in Cleveland because Cleveland made that Godfather offer. You know what that is. They're gonna make you an offer that you can't refuse. And he damn sure couldn't refuse it because all of his money was guaranteed, every freaking penny of it. What a nice signing bonus. And the people in Cleveland still blame Deshaun Watson to this day right now. But let's listen to this.
Player. To my knowledge, they don't have any OPOYs, Offensive Players of the Year. To my knowledge, they don't have any all first-team All-Pros. To my knowledge. So how are you going to say that an individual that has won an award at NFL honors twice, Coach of the Year, his resume not good at all, but then give Shedeur the benefit of the doubt of a franchise change maker? Number one. Number two, this is what frustrates me with these conversations, T. I'm glad it's our last topic before I get upset. You don't even know the man's name, and you want to speak on the man. That has been the conversation surrounding Kevin Stefanski and Shedeursanders. I don't even know this man's name, but I'm going to speak on him. I don't know enough about him to know his name. It's only two coaches in the NFL, and he's been coaching for about 6 years now, but I don't know his name. But Shedeur, franchise change maker. You don't know his name, so of course you don't know his resume. So of course it's not good to you at all because you don't know it. He's the best Browns coach in the last 26 years. That is his resume. He got the Browns to the playoffs and beat the Steelers when Mike Tomlin was the head coach and Ben Roethlisberger was the quarterback. That is his resume. He's the best thing the Browns have seen since you were born, Leonard Fournette. That is his resume. So to me, you have to learn the man's resume before you try to speak ill on the man. That is my issue with it.
So
now, Emmanuel Acho was drafted by the Cleveland Browns. And Leonard Fournette and Jarvis Landry, of course, Jarvis Landry played for Kevin Stefanski. So you can't speak on Jarvis Landry as if he don't know. He was there. He played for him. He was in the locker room. He talked to him. He had interactions with him. So Jarvis Landry is a far more credible source than Emmanuel Acho, who keeps throwing up Kevin Stefanski's two coaches of the year, which is an AP vote, which is a sympathetic vote, which you got because you were in Cleveland. Yes, Kevin Stefanski is the longest tenured coach in Cleveland, period. That is the only reason he is the most successful coach in Cleveland, because he's been there longer than anybody else. And you're talking about they couldn't say his name? Stefanski was Shedeur head coach, and he refused to say his name. It's not that he didn't know his name. It's not that he couldn't say his name. It's that he refused to say his name. He said Dylan's name. He said Flacco's name. He said Kenny Pickett's name. But he wouldn't say Shedeur's name. He was the player, our young players, our quarterbacks. But when it came to Dylan, he was specific. Emmanuel Acho was forever standing on a hill for a guy that he respects, it seems like. But because people give him flack, give Kevin Stefanski the business because of what he did to Shedeur and tried to keep him out of the starting position in that quarterback room, knowing that he was the best option. But, you know, Emmanuel Acho refuses to accept that fact, refuses to say that. But let's go back to the stupidity.
Well, I'm going to say this. Kevin Stefanski brought all this on himself.
Oh,
he did. He did. By one you don't have a quarterback in Cleveland.
Correct.
You don't have a quarterback at all in Cleveland. You know you don't have a quarterback. The way he would answer the questions is the reason I said what I said. We don't see head coaches talk like that. Seen head coaches talk like that. So he has nobody to blame but himself when he gets ridiculed and talked about in this light.
Let me argue with you. T, you said two things. We don't see head coaches talk like that. We haven't seen head coaches talk like that. It's not because the coach ain't been talking, it's because we ain't been looking. We were so upset.
No, we ain't seen it. See, there you go, standing on this soapbox for this man who treated a quarterback, a fifth-round pick, slated in the first, but was better than what you drafted. Dylan Gabriel was Kevin Stefanski's quarterback, and he wanted it. And he wanted to die on that hill, and he did. Dylan Gabriel got Kevin Stefanski fired because that was his choice. Don't act like it wasn't.
Obsessively, disgustingly obsessive, myself included, with everything Shedeursanders related, that we decided to nitpick every word Kevin Stefanski said and every word Kevin Stefanski omitted. In what world do we care that much about what a coach says about a fifth-round pick? Now, Shedeur's a first-round talent, but what?
You don't have a quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback, and the public wants to see it, your fan base wants to see it, because if you have a quarterback, nobody cares that Shedeur isn't playing. Nobody cares that he isn't getting reps. You're winning games. Nobody cares. You were doing none of those things. And so now when the question is, oh, yeah, I don't know. They normally don't talk like that. And so it was almost, he was off-putting. That's why he gets these type of reactions.
Tyler Shuck was a second-round pick. Tyler Shuck, presumably based on how the season ended, probably should have been starting week one. Spencer Rattler, a 5th-round pick. What the hell has Spencer Rattler done in the NFL? Really good college player at Oklahoma before getting taken over by Caleb Williams. Mm-hmm. We did not hear of one Kellen Moore interview. Nobody was booing Kellen Moore for not starting Tyler Shuck week 1. Nobody was like, Kellen, you drafted him in the 2nd round. Nobody like, Kellen Moore, Spencer Rattler's a bum. What the hell? Nobody's doing it.
You know why?
Why?
Because nobody thought Tyler Shuck was supposed to be drafted.
No, you want to know why? Because Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck, Kellen Moore, none of them are Shedeur-sanders. Let's just keep it 100. None of them are Shedeur-sanders. Let's call a spade a spade. None of them are Shedeur-sanders. Period. They don't have the wherewithal, the fan base, or were they better than Shedeur-sanders? Just because they were drafted higher doesn't make them better. Every doggone analyst and mock draft dude told you that Shedeur was better. Everybody was expecting Shedeur to go in the 1st round, in the top 5. But the NFL, we're going to stay on this. And this has to be acknowledged that the NFL tried to teach Shedeur-sanders and Deion-Sanders a lesson. And it backfired. Instead of humbling them, they made them martyrs. They made them extra big superstars. You can't. Nobody was clamoring for any of those people. But you got to put Shedeur's superstardom and fan base in this because it matters as context to this situation. Why you crying? Nobody was crying for these quarterbacks, and no, because nobody cared. We care about Shedeur and what takes place with the Sanders and the Sanders family. Don't act like it's not. Don't act like it's just about football when it's not. Y'all act like this is a regular situation. No, it's not. This is the Sanders family we talking about. So don't act like this is just regular football players when it's not.
Drafted in the 1st round. He got drafted right where everybody thought he would be drafted.
Correct.
Everybody thought and assumed Shedeur would go somewhere in the 1st round because of what he did. And I'm not like taking up for Shedeur at all. I'm saying when Kevin Stefanski says what he says, you open yourself up to these things.
Let me ask you a hard question. Kieran, I want you to answer too. Because Kieran, you know the draft, and Trey, you be working with these college kids. If you were to redraft in order, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck, Shedeur-sanders, what order would you draft them in?
I'm probably going Jackson Dart, Cam Ward.
This is easy if you went that
Shuck and
Shedeur.
Yes.
What order are you going in?
Yes.
Probably going Jackson Dart, maybe even Tyler Shuck 2nd because he looked great. Cam Ward and then Shedeur. But
so you're still taking Shedeur 4th?
Yeah.
No, we're not taking Shedeur 4th. We're taking Shedeur 1st or 2nd where he was slotted to go. Jackson Dart didn't finish the season. Cam Ward didn't get better until the end of the season. Tyler Shuck didn't get better until the end of the season. And Shedeur played less than all of those quarterbacks in a worse situation than all of those quarterbacks, with his head coach, his offensive coordinator fighting against him, putting him in the worst situations. Last year, during the football season, we saw things with the Cleveland Browns that you've never seen with any other football team in NFL history. And yet, and still, Shedeur came out on top of all of those odds. All of these quarterbacks that you speak of were put in more advantageous situations, were put in the rotation to play were set up to start before the season ended. Hell, Cam started the entire season. Jackson Dart was in week 3. Tyler Shuck was in week 3 or 4. But at the same time, their teams were practicing with them, getting them the reps and the attention needed for them to be prepared to take over. Shedeur got none of that. And you act as if this was a normal situation. No. Shedeur got the worst of what they had to offer and still did better than most wanted him to do. Y'all stupid.
So as much as everybody has belittled Kevin Stefanski and everybody and their mama, at the end of the day, the NFL got the picks wrong, severely wrong, but you got the order right. And so the dilemma for me is like, we're sitting here criminalizing.
But they are in Cleveland.
Where is Dylan Gabriel in any of this? Dylan Gabriel was drafted before Shedeur. See, y'all keep leaving out what matters. What matters is how the situation was taken care of, how the situation was handled. What was the situation? Stop just putting this quarterback, this quarterback, this quarterback, this quarterback, as if they all were in the same predicament. Their head coaches were helping them prepare for the next stage. Shedeursanders' coach didn't want him to be on that stage. Did everything in his power to keep him off of that stage. And still, when he got on that stage, he shined. Y'all act like these things didn't happen. You act like it's just pure black and white. No, all that contextual stuff that you just keep throwing to the wayside, but all of it matters. This is crazy.
You just said they are in Cleveland.
TJ.
Who's done anything in Cleveland?
TJ, one second. Like, ask me again, but add Dylan Gabriel to that list. ask me again.
What order are you drafting in?
Yep.
Cam Ward, Jackson Dart,
yep.
Tyler Shuck, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeursanders.
Yeah. Give me Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Give me Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
Cam Ward. Shedeur. Then give me Dylan Gabriel.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Okay, beautiful.
That's the problem.
Okay, now, Kieran, I will give you the grace because you don't have to know this, but you will the more and more you do this show.
Okay.
T, I'm not letting you off the hook.
Uh-oh.
Who drafts in Cleveland?
Oh,
the coach or the GM?
The GM.
No,
Now, hold up.
Okay.
No. You would not try to put this on Andrew Berry. We all know Dylan Gabriel was Kevin Stefanski's pick and Kevin Stefanski's pick alone. Because what did he do? As soon as he got to Miami, he went in and got the adult version of Dylan Gabriel in Tua Tagovailoa. So do not act as if Dylan Gabriel was not Kevin Stefanski's pick. Because I see where you going, Emmanuel Acho. You are a snake, dog. And you are dead wrong. Don't try to put this on the GM as if the GM and the head coach don't collaborate, especially when your head coach is supposed to be an offensive guy. You think he wasn't in the draft and telling you what quarterback he wanted? Yeah, Dylan Gabriel is all Kevin Stefanski's guy now.
Hey, why am I holding?
When you're drafting a quarterback and your coach is an offensive mind, it should be a collaborative effort.
Absolutely.
It should be. I don't know if it, but it should be.
But based on everything we saw from the outside, we're not in those doors. It did not appear to be a collaborative effort. Because after the game, Andrew Berry's hugging Shedeur like, thank you for making me look right. Kiss on the cheek. Thank you for making me look right. And
yes, because he wanted Shedeur. Kevin Stefanski did not want Shedeur. Come on, dog. Stop acting like you don't know this crap. Stop acting like it ain't obvious. Everybody in the football world knows this. But for Emmanuel Acho, No, this didn't happen just because Andrew Berry's the GM. Andrew Berry drafted Dylan Gabriel. Andrew Berry turned to picky. That's it. He turned to picky. Kevin Stefanski said, that's my quarterback. That's who I want. When he got to Atlanta, what did he do? He did the same exact thing. He got the older version of Dylan Gabriel. Come on, dog. You act like people are dumb. You articulate. You smart. You need a different hairstyle. You can get rid of that fade. But, dude, stop acting like people are stupid. Now, you acting like Donald Trump, like we don't know you lying. Like, we don't know your dumb ass and took us to war for no reason. Like, these people gas prices ain't up. Their grocery prices going up every day. You want to know why? Because I drive trucks and my gas price is going up. So guess who's going to get that cost? Your ass. Don't act like we stupid, dog. Stop making an ass out of yourself trying to die on the hill for Kevin Stefanski when Kevin Stefanski did not like Shedeur. Stop trying to make Kevin Stefanski out to be great. Kevin Stefanski is ass as a coach. Kevin Stefanski gave his play calling duties away 2 years in a row and fired the first offensive coordinator after they had a horrible season. This the man you want to die on the hill for? Boy, you acting like Jason Whitlock. You need to stop this bullshit.
Stefanski don't care because he didn't make him look right or look wrong. And also, Kevin Stefanski is not idiotic enough to draft a quarterback in the third round and a quarterback in the fifth round.
You don't want that.
Hell no.
You don't want that.
So to me, it's like, Kieran, though you're right, the sin of which you are bringing to light, that's Andrew Berry's sin.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, and the reason everybody hates me and whatnot and teases, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just calling to attention, Kevin Stefanski is falling on a sword that Andrew Berry is holding.
No. Kevin Stefanski is you falling on a sword for Kevin Stefanski for the bullshit that Kevin Stefanski did in Cleveland. Why are you continuously trying to defend this man that we purposely saw treat the better quarterback like he wasn't even in the building, like he didn't matter, like he was trash? You act like we didn't see this. You act like it didn't happen. You act like they didn't have Shedeur on the opposite field throwing to doggone equipment managers and doggone water boys when he was obviously the better quarterback since the draft, in OTAs, in training camp. We saw it. ESPN Cleveland tracked the stats. We saw the videos. We heard the players. But yet and still, Kevin Stefanski went with Dylan Gabriel and got him fired. Because Dylan Gabriel was his guy. That's why Kevin Stefanski is fired to this day. He picked Dylan Gabriel in the third round. Shedeursanders was the better quarterback, and he didn't want nobody to know it. His ass should have been fired. They need to hire him and fire him again just for GP.
Now, shout out to Andrew Berry because Carson Swessinger hit, Harold Fannon's hit, Isaiah Bond, the acquisition hit, and Quinshon Judkins hit. So Andrew Berry, you made up for all of your sins with those other picks. But Andrew Berry's fault Shedeur got drafted in the fifth round and got drafted after.
Yeah, you never really want to draft two quarterbacks in the same year. I mean, the same thing with RG3 and Kirk Cousins. You don't want to do that.
Bingo.
But it was the way Kevin Stefanski handled it. He brought this on himself because when Shedeursanders gets drafted, you know what's coming with it.
Okay.
You know there's going to be a ton of questions. If you would have handled it correctly, it wouldn't have been. Shedeursanders is the backup, and when he's a starter, things. But he didn't handle it the right way.
Let me ask you this. You have any animals? You have any pets?
I don't.
You never did?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You have how many kids?
4.
4 kids. Say like your baby girls, like your.
Okay, we not finna go there because Emmanuel Acho is an idiot at this point. You want to fall on the sword or stand on this hill and die for a man that we all saw treat Shedeur with the utmost disrespect, that wanted Dylan Gabriel to be his guy, that tried to do everything in his power to make Dylan Gabriel that quarterback when he just wasn't. Emmanuel Acho, you're an idiot for continuously trying to make Kevin Stefanski out to be something that he's not, when everybody else saw it. You can't keep harping on that two-time coach of the year crap when the two-time coach of the year makes some of the biggest blunders in Cleveland football history. The preseason game that he took him out on the last 2-minute drive versus the Rams. A few more games during the season where he took him out when the team was on the goal line getting ready to score. Games that they lost because he took him out when he had no business taking him out. Kevin Stefanski got fired because he was being Kevin Stefanski. He drafted Dylan Gabriel. He didn't want Shedeursanders to play, and he tried everything in his power to make sure that Shedeursanders failed. And it still didn't work. So guess who's here and guess who's not? And you think Cleveland is bad? Them brothers and sisters in Atlanta, oh, he ain't getting no way with nothing. Nathaniel down in the A. So y'all know what time it is. Emmanuel Acho keep trying to make Kevin Stefanski a better head coach than what he is. He's not. But anyway, we're going to get out of here, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all know what to do. Do your boy solid. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm out of here. Peace out. Y'all know what time it is.